Hey guys, we're officially on Spotify.
Woo!
I love Spotify because it's where I go for all of my music, and more importantly now, you can find us on there, so give us a follow.
So make sure you open the app on the mobile or desktop, click on the browse channel, and then click on the podcast section and follow TigerBelly. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of TigerBelly. I am your captain.
Ooh, someone stole the ship today.
Why am I doing this and not you again?
I want you to try to do it.
Khalyla, steal the
What
ship
if I
right now.
die or
Yes.
something like I die from a new super AIDS?
A super-
I go to Africa and I get a new disease and I die.
Okay.
Or I'm
Okay, cool.
sick. You have to learn to take over.
let me try again,
Let's do it with that imagery, though.
Also, can I just say this too? Is that when you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're supposed to do some sort of song and make it weird. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's take it back.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I gotta think of a song first. I'm
No,
not
you gotta
good
make
at
it
this.
up. Walk through your fear and just try.
Okay.
Here we go.
Right?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Little Penny sits on a big coconut tree. She sits there and ponders her life. She sits there and steers.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep
She
going.
sits there and steers the ship and handles it well.
Yeah. That was great. Now you go into the thing. Go into the thing.
Hi guys, I'm your captain.
Yeah.
Over here to my left, I have
Forgot my...
Gabriel.
What's up, Gabriel?
Gabriel in the house.
To my right, the love of my life, Bobo.
Bobo, bow, bow.
We have Jorge in pink.
Or hey,
And
pink.
pink.
We have Bryce Halleck in blue.
Yeah. He wants to fuck you, I think.
We have
I'm kidding. Come on.
good old fuck eyes Bryce Halleck in blue.
Fuck
Yeah.
guys.
Fuck guys is back.
And we have a very, very special guest
Ooh.
today.
Yeah.
Very special because I feel like she's been in our family longer than any of you guys have been. She's actually known Bobby the
I
longest.
didn't know that.
Everybody, welcome one of my best friends, Jenna Jimenez.
Hi.
How'd I do? Rate me.
I'll say
That was a
think you did
fucking
really
that was
well.
good.
good, babe.
That was really good.
You know, I liked it a lot. So if I was dying
We're good.
and I was listening to that on my deathbed, I'd be like, there you go, sweetie. And then, boo, I'm dead.
I feel like I'm not good with the songs though. I want to redo.
Lyrics are good.
It
do it
was
one more
good.
time. Let's do 5, 4, 3,
One.
2, 1, go.
I'm just gonna do a Nips commercial. Okay.
Do you want me to
And-
beatbox for you?
I
Whoa.
cannot do that.
Hey, you can't talk yet.
You can't talk yet.
Yeah, wait, I'm supposed to say that. Excuse me, Jenna. You're not supposed to talk until I say you can talk.
Call her a fuck
Okay, I didn't know the rules.
Listen here, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your voice until I'm done introducing you, okay? Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You're like turned on right now.
actually
Bobby,
kinda-
Bobby's face is
Yeah.
so
I'm kind of half hard right now, man. It's like when I hear me, I get fucking turned on.
half chub.
He doesn't allow people to talk.
You gotta tell them the rule.
Yeah. Everybody.
Here's the deal. Okay, is that it's weird when people don't know who the guest is, and if they start talking beforehand,
Yeah.
you gotta have the proper introduction. That's why I do it that way. All right. I think the song that you did in the beginning was really cute, and I liked it a lot. You can go a little weirder, maybe some more like. So let's try something different. 5, 4.
Don't do words.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The crocodile is a form of a reptile. The difference between him and an alligator is that he doesn't have salt ducts.
Yeah, salt ducks.
Salt ducks.
That's my. If I ever have another podcast, that's the salt ducks.
No, he has salt ducts. The alligator doesn't. I fucked it up.
It's okay, babe. Just
okay.
move on.
Just
Just shut up, George.
Okay, let's go. Let's everybody. Jenna
Jenna
Jimenez.
Jimenez. I met Jenna. When did I meet you?
You met me before I even moved to LA.
wait.
How?
What?
Yeah, I was visiting LA and I was visiting Esther, and
Ah.
I used to drive her to her shows
That's
whenever I was
right.
in town. And you were like,
If you
the
don't know Esther
grandfather.
Pavinsky,
Pavitsky.
What is it? Pavitsky,
Pavit with a T.
Pavitsky,
Povitsky.
Pavitsky.
Yeah, and you were like the grandfather. You were like the grandfather figure. I don't know. You look like you're gonna kill me.
Out of
right
all the
now.
words you chose, you said grandfather.
What the
but-
fuck do you mean, grandfather?
Like before I knew you, you seemed like really wise and calm.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Right, and so I was like, oh, he's like a grandfather, Esther. He's just so wise and calm, and because you would like to give me advice on things. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and I remember, so that was before I moved here, and then I saw you another time when I was visiting, and I honked my horn at you. You were driving the opposite way, and I just like yelled out my window, "Mommy!" And I don't think you noticed it was me, and you were like, and you just kept driving. You're like on your iPad, and you just kept driving.
Which is that was me.
Very safe.
Very safe.
Yeah.
And then, but then you got to know me, and then you're like, not so much, Grandpa.
Yeah, I was like,
Kind of
not so much.
a grumpy character.
Yeah, like a grumpy, dirty,
Yeah.
some sort of figure that I haven't figured out.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty figure.
Yeah.
And then you know what I like about this though is that if I hadn't met Khalyla, you would have never met Khalyla. We wouldn't be here. I love when you just kind of you meet certain people, which connects old people to new people, and then you create this new thing.
And it
Fuck
comes
yes.
full circle.
Yeah, it comes full circle.
Because that's how I met Gilbert. I met Gilbert through Jenna.
Right. I would have never known Gilbert if I have never met Khalyla and then you.
I love that. That's so true. It's like a fucking spider web, and we're just all dead in it.
You would have never met George without me,
Right.
or Jenna without me.
Right.
That's
Right.
crazy. I didn't know.
And even Gilbert, if I hadn't been connected to Gilbert through my roommate Samantha, I would have never met Gilbert.
Whoa. How did
And then
Samantha, so you knew
Samantha-
Samantha before you knew Jenna?
Chicago, yeah.
And then Samantha was ex-roommates with Melissa, right?
Who's that?
No, Esther was.
Esther. Okay, got it. Villaseñor. They're all friends.
Oh,
Everybody
Melissa
is
Villaseñor.
friends.
Oh,
Melissa Villaseñor, yeah.
wow.
So that's what I like about life.
Yeah.
You know, you meet and then friends intermingle and creates other things.
But the first time I met Jenna, I knew that we were going to be friends immediately because
Because of
she
the hippie thing.
I had driven Esther to the
Crystals.
show.
She
on
was
one of
at
shows.
one of your shows. She was in the green room, but she was wearing just a oversized t-shirt, and
t-shirt.
no pants underneath.
Yeah, yeah.
And she had a wedgie stuck in her butt, and she didn't bother to be discreet about picking it. She just ripped her asshole right out of there.
Yeah.
That's the way she
I
likes
can't
it.
handle wedgies because, like, you know, my OCD too.
Yeah.
I'll just think about it.
And she was like walking all like wide-legged. She just didn't give a fuck. She was
In many ways, and I'm going to say this as a compliment, is that, and the reason why my brother Steve had a crush on you, you know that he would lay in bed and jerk off to you.
I mean, that's a compliment to me.
That is a very big compliment.
I honestly, I
it was
think
more
that's a
than that. Like he
compliment.
was in love.
He was
I
in
think.
love with you.
His heart.
But there's a
wanted-
lot of guys that asked about you too. Didn't Gardo at one point? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gardo. at
Gardo
one
bought
point.
her a dresser.
Right. Yeah.
Damn.
But here's my theory is that the reason why my brother did is because you have certain traits like my mother. Mm-hmm. The way you dress, your size,
Your mom is fucking
your
awesome.
energy. Yeah, your energy. You know, it's just like you're just kind of loud and you don't. My mom used to. We go to the mall.
Yeah.
She go, Papi, I need to rest. She would lay in the middle of the fucking mall.
Doesn't give
I have a
And take a
picture of me
nap.
laying in the mall.
Yeah, that's Jenna.
Yeah,
Jenna-
they have no like social
life filter.
life filter, right?
My
Yeah.
mom didn't teach me them.
Yeah,
And
my mom did never taught either.
I used to get in trouble, like in school suspension, for sitting on the floor instead of sitting in class on the chair, because my mom didn't ever tell me like, oh, that's distracting or that's rude, and so people thought I was trying to be rude and disrespectful, and I was
Yeah.
just like, the floor is more comfortable. I'm still listening. I'm still learning. I'm doing well. Just and then
Yeah,
just
I mean,
being in
she
school.
dry shaves at coffee shops.
What's that?
She takes a razor
Yeah.
with no shaving cream, no soap or water, and she just dry shaves her armpits.
I
That's
was
what
about to
that's
say
what I
no,
first-
I didn't do that, but you're
Yeah,
right, I did.
When I first met you, that's what you did. I remember I was like, what the fuck?
and I was
This
like,
is so
want to be
weird.
friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I made Gilbert hang out with me about the first 7 times because I was like, I love this dude, and he had this kind of energy, just like he didn't want to be near me, and I would just force him to meet me.
I
in
literally had a
places.
crush on you for like 15 seconds, and then you opened your
so
mouth
sweet.
and started doing shit to embarrass me.
I feel like Bobby did too
Yeah.
for 15 seconds.
You
Yeah,
look
I
at
had
her,
a
you're
crush
like,
on you for 15 seconds
Same
too.
here.
I think.
Then after that's like,
Yeah.
we'll be friends.
Guys, I should come out with an album that's just called 15 Seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that that's how my life is, though. Typically, there are men who, I don't know what they see in me. They're attracted to me. They're drawn to me. They, like, hunt me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I turn around, like, yeah, come get me.
Yeah.
Something about it in relationships, they're like, we're done.
No, I know
actually.
exactly why that is.
Tell
She
me,
I know what you're
is it?
gonna
What is
say.
it?
She thinks it's a phenomenon that dudes lose interest in her, but she does this intentional self friend zone. She friend zones herself even when she's attracted to a guy. All of a sudden, she finds herself like burping in his face the first 10 seconds she meets him, or she doesn't. She wants to be like her most authentic self. In her head, she's like, I want them to know me.
Yeah,
as
because
I
I think
am.
it's false when I'm like, hold that
No,
in.
but you
or,
got to lead with a little sexuality.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the reason I do it is because to me it feels like I'm being false. It feels like I'm like, oh, well, I do burp. And
Yeah,
I
but
do.
you don't want to show. Like, I have a lot of things. A lot of things that I could be authentically myself. Like, just air out my left fucking athlete's foot. You know what I mean? At a restaurant. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like you do, though.
I know, but my point is, but I would never do that until I'm fully invested in a relationship.
You gotta trap him
Yeah,
first.
I trapped her first, and then I aired out my left foot.
Yeah.
Right? You can't just do that up front as your
It's like
opener.
the sequel to the Daniel Day-Lewis movie, My Left Foot.
I
Bobby's
love that
airing
movie.
Airing out my left foot, the horror film.
That's one
Yeah.
of Bobby's favorite movies.
I love that
I
movie.
love that movie.
He's so good in that movie.
Did he win an Oscar for that?
I
he
think
should
I
have.
think he did.
I feel like he won an Oscar for everything.
Everything that he's ever done.
One of the best actors of all time.
I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying.
But you're putting your hands on the fucking deck before the even game started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe you guys are right.
No, we are right. We're telling you right now,
There's
bitch.
no maybe.
Right,
There's
but you
no
could
maybe.
tell me and I could not admit it because I don't think you're right. And so I'm here saying that I actually, I agree. I don't know if it's how I'm going to manage,
Chakras,
but
yeah.
it's
Chakras, totally.
So that when I do hear her fart, which I do,
She farts.
or I discover
Rarely.
one of her shits in the toilet.
Rarely.
Is
Yeah,
it-
but I
is it
have.
rarely?
I took a
Rarely.
photo of it by the by.
By the
by the by.
By the by, I took a photo of one of her shits.
Post it.
And it is unnatural.
How is it unnatural?
Because of the color. I'm going to show you right now.
I want to see.
I'll show you right now. I'll show you the color of it, and it's very muy unnatural.
Baby,
Okay?
can you
sense-
not please show my shit to everybody?
Right here. This is it.
No,
right
don't
here.
show it to everyone.
We'll just-
Now I'm going to show it to everybody.
No, please don't show my
Yeah.
George,
Science
don't
alert.
show
What
my
a
shit.
science alert.
No,
Beep, beep, beep,
don't
beep,
do
science
that.
alert.
Science
Right.
alert.
Right here. Look at
Let me
it.
see.
There is no fucking
May I see?
color in there.
Okay. I think that
What
it's
is this?
just, first off, your fibers were bonding well this time.
Thank you.
They are because of
Yeah,
the shape
I
of it. It's
love
not
it.
pellety. It's
Yeah.
thick. It's in a good intestinal
thank you.
shape.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even see a little bit of like your mucus sac at the end.
No, that's just my ulcerative colitis. Jenna, don't say it has mucus.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Look at it.
I think that's just the lighting.
It's very tan.
It's a very tan.
It's like a light-skinned Filipino.
Right.
It's clearly the lighting because the water in the toilet looks
Yeah, thank you,
off
Jenna.
too.
It's like a cold brew that didn't brew long
Yeah,
enough. It's so light. Why?
like a watered down cold
A
brew.
watered down
The
icy
tannins
cold brew.
have faded.
The tannins,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's a
So-
tannin?
So that's
I don't know.
Khalyla's shit.
Now, if I would have discovered that shit
Yeah.
day one or for week one,
Not dating.
I'd just be like,
Yeah.
the shit's not dark enough for me.
Yeah.
right. It's
I
not
need
that
a
I saw
little
your shit,
color.
it's that it wasn't
Right.
dark
I would have
enough.
justified it. So you can't show all your hands. So stop doing burping in people's faces.
I mean, but
and
even
shit.
when I don't do that, like my first relationship that I was in,
Mm-hmm.
again, he was so fucking into me. He hunted me, and I was like, oh, no one's ever liked me before. I guess I'll start dating. I was 19, my first boyfriend, and then all of a sudden, I think he just realized that he liked the chase more. And then dudes are always like, yeah, no, we're good.
Because you have this like overly neutral, very reasonable approach or like in conversation that I think that you forget how to purr.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah, you just are very like, okay, let's get to the point. What are you about? Like it's very
oh yeah,
it's too reasonable to the point where a dick would go flaccid.
Is that what? Because that I'm so reasonable. I'm like,
Yeah. you just gotta give him a little bit of a little bit of a.
How do you
Usually
do that?
you-
I'm
Yeah.
dead serious. I don't know how to do
But
that.
you also, I mean, you usually show your breasts within the first 2 minutes, and that kind of.
But that's just to everybody.
Yeah,
I've
like-
never seen your breast.
Oh my
I don't
god! Shut
do
up!
it
You
like-
have.
I don't do it.
Show us
Never
right
seen your
now.
breast. Never seen your breast
But I
before.
don't do it in a sexual way.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I
You
know.
d-
Do it in a funny way.
I will say you are exactly like Bobby in that way, where you guys are both exhibitionists.
That's another thing is that when the reason why you don't, I feel like at times you don't think that I like you. Would that be correct? Or that that you're annoying me?
Oh yeah, I always think I'm annoying you.
Yeah,
but
you
I
always
also
think
like
that-
annoying people.
Right. But the reason why you annoy me is because you're so much like me in
Yeah.
that way. But you're a girl, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Right.
So he likes to poo in public. You like to pee in public.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I just want people to look at like my tits or my asshole, but not in a sexual way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I
easy
want
to do.
people to be annoyed by me. I like.
It's
get
exactly
off on
Bobby.
it.
That's
Like-
exactly like me. Yeah.
I want people to watch me like doing things, but then when they watch me doing certain things that I didn't ask them to watch, I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's irrational.
Yeah. And here's another thing that we have similar is that we don't like our own genitalia.
Ugh, yeah. Oh,
You hate your
know.
vagina, I hear.
It's I just
Her vagina is so normal. It's irritatingly normal.
my vagina
Butterfly
is
lips.
the only thing that's irrational about me.
Why? What does it look like?
You have butterfly
It
lips,
looks like
right?
this.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
What?
But
Why does it have
I've never
one,
seen- what?
I've never
Maybe
seen
it's
one
AC.
lip and go
Yeah,
up.
it's like
And listen, I don't. The reason I don't like
cherub?
to
Is it
say
a
that I don't
cherub?
like it is because I feel like it's because I feel like I don't want to spread other women not liking their genitalia.
Yeah.
But
do you know there are dudes that specifically like butterfly wings? There
oh,
are
is
dudes,
that what it is? It sticks out.
Butterfly
The,
wings?
the lips,
my labia, yeah, my labia are like
Labia
this.
minora,
they come
not
out.
the majora.
But
Right.
not even that much. I'm telling you guys, she's so exagerating.
It
I've
didn't
seen
used
your
to look
pussy.
like that though. Like 3 years ago, it started shifting.
It's because you're dying.
Maybe you're getting pummeled down
I
there
have
too
a
much.
theory on that.
Are you getting too much pummeling down there?
Is that a lot of
I
pummeling?
mean, I wish.
Yeah.
There's some pummeling.
I
What?
wish I was
Can you get vagina rejuvenations?
Oh, I would get it. I've looked it up.
you
Are you
say
kidding
her?
me? The only thing I'm worried about it is that it might. I would never want anything to affect my clit. I would be because for me, I come like so easily,
It's good.
and
That's
if
healthy.
and which is probably because my vagina is just like open,
Yeah.
so there's no digging for it. It's just like there.
It's
What
there.
are you thinking
No, I'm
about,
trying
Gilbert? Like, are you pretending that you're thinking right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. What do you mean digging for it?
No.
Like
he-
the lips? Or-
Like no, the clit. Like no one
Oh,
has
the
to
clit, yeah, yours-
go
yeah.
in anywhere really. It's kind of just
out.
like.
It's exposed.
I mean, it's not out.
Yeah.
But the tip of it, the hood,
Clitoral hood.
yeah, the clitoral.
Wait.
hood.
Yours is wearing a headpiece.
You know, wait. You're the vaginas you have no headpieces.
I have a
They
hood
all
too.
do.
Clitoral head.
You have a hood?
Khalyla
Yeah.
for sure has a hood.
Circumcise your
I have a
clitoral hood.
KKK hood.
Oh, you have a KK. Oh,
pretty
that's
big.
what
The
that
pointy
was.
hat,
Yeah,
the
that little
pointy
point,
hat.
white pointy
Wait,
hat.
guys, I've been waiting like a year to get this water. This
Why?
is the most. This is why I wanted to come on this podcast because every time I come in this room, I see these waters and I want them so
It's
badly.
special.
They're
And
special, yeah.
This motherfucker's always like, yeah,
It's
no,
for
those
the-
are
Yeah.
those are for our guests.
Ooh, nice George impression. It's up,
Yeah,
up there.
very good.
Like,
Good nasal. Good nasally.
Do you miss Fat Gilbert?
You know, it's funny because I forget that he was fat, and when I look at pictures from us when we first met, maybe that's why I don't hang out with you that much anymore.
Oh dang.
He's not fat anymore.
Fuck.
I mean, Gilbert. I mean, even the time that I've known you, you've changed. You've gotten fancy.
What does that mean?
There's just something more. Like even like before we even started this
Yeah, yeah.
podcast, I was just like, you said you were hungry, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hungry too.
But that's why
as well. But
Yeah.
listen.
Okay.
And then I felt like I'm gonna throw this out there,
Yeah.
even though he might say no.
But I said yes.
But you said yeah, which was a miracle. Was maybe we can go eat something afterwards, right? Just to see. But like that shouldn't be a question in my heart. In my heart, I should be like, oh, he better fucking eat with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a privilege to eat with me.
It is a privilege.
No, it's not with you. With you, it's like maybe.
No,
maybe
I'll
we
tell
can
you
eat
what
together.
it is. It is a privilege, and I think it's a privilege too. But we have like very specific foods that we eat because of our health, and you because you're fat.
Well, I'm not that
Well,
fat.
you're not.
No,
No,
I
you're
know
not
that-
fat
no.
now. I don't think you're fat now.
No,
but-
I think he's at another level
of.
Or he thinks he's at another
I think,
level?
yeah, you're just fancier,
I'm
man.
not fancy. I still drive Lyft.
I understand that, but your hair is fancy. You know what I mean? You have a fancy, like,
Your
growth.
cheekbones are fancy.
Yeah, you're getting fancier, dude.
Can I take these off?
You're
This is
using
like
yeah.
Yeah.
You're using skincare products now.
That is true. But you introduced me to that.
I did. That's
That's
my
on
fault.
you.
skincare
So do you. She said this is what Bobby uses, and she gave me a thing.
What did I use?
Bobby doesn't know that
bamboozled
he
you.
uses it.
Hydric. What is it? The
Which one?
Hyaluronic acid?
no, the
No,
H.
oh, the retinol.
brand. No, the brand.
Oh, Ole Henriksen.
That one. She's like Renzo. uses
Do I
it.
use Ole Hendrickson?
No,
Why did you tell me that?
I said I did, and you were like, "Okay, Ate, I'll use it."
Oh.
Yeah, you
Renzo.
homo.
Yeah,
Renzo uses it?
Yeah.
And Gardo.
Men can use face
Khalyla
lotions.
probably puts it on your face while you're asleep, too.
When men start doing stuff like that, it
Fancy.
not only fancy, it separates me between me and you.
What?
You and
Like when
Gilbert?
Sebastian Maniscalco, he was showing me, he goes, "Look at your nails."
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah, these are like working class coal miner hands. You know, I ain't no foofy floof."
I mean,
I just made that up.
In what mine are you?
Yeah, yeah. What the fuck?
I ain't fancy, motherfucker. I'm a coal miner too.
No, you're a mutant.
It's great.
Alright,
I
yeah.
remember when I first tried to finger a girl. I went, instead of doing this, you just
Yeah.
do this. You know, they get the same G spot.
What is that?
It's his third
It's like a
dick.
calcium deposit.
It's so funny because you hide the fucking mutant thing.
I don't hide it. I'm not getting it off until I book a serious regular role.
Really?
Yeah.
And then how much does it cost to get that thing off?
Free? No.
I mean, I want to remove it on my own. It would
I
be
wanna
very
just-
simple.
I want to
Yeah.
chew on it.
Is it a wart?
Can I
No.
chew on
it's
it?
they said it's a
Not
nodule, so it's a
Can I
built.
chew
So there's
on it?
actually a gap between the actual finger and there's it's
Gilbert.
a mass.
Yeah.
Can I chew on it?
No, what?
Yeah.
I don't know why I allowed her.
Yeah.
Why
See,
not?
when you were fat, you'd let her chew on
Yeah.
it.
Like, oh yeah, go ahead.
That's like why I was
Can I
supposed to
get
do.
an Instagram for a friend?
Can I chew on it? I just
I'm with a girl. I'm with a girl. Show their boobs.
Also,
Yeah, what are you
it.
doing? It's not a wart, man.
Jenna.
also,
very
also,
half Jewish.
If it was
Gilbert
a wart,
is
I would
not.
not.
Gilbert is not girl crazy anymore because he's in a relationship, so it's
Right.
like stabilized him.
Yeah, I will say I did utilize you for photos to make myself look cool.
That's fine.
I know. I told you
I'm
that.
here for y'all.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck you need to use me for.
Don't say that out loud.
Yeah.
I do because it's not a selfless thing. It makes me feel like I'm useful.
Yeah, Jenna's my
not-
therapy dog.
Yeah.
Here's another thing here's what I like about you, though, is you're very reliable.
She is.
I am.
You're reliable. You've helped us out in a jam so many fucking times. I can't even name the amount of times. I mean, you're always there for us. You really. I mean, I hate giving people compliments, but it hurts me to do
Especially
it.
you.
It's not a
Especially
compliment,
you,
it's
but
just
yeah,
fact.
yeah. But
His dick is bleeding right now.
yeah. Everything's bleeding.
Discharge.
I have fucking. You you
So hard.
no, you have really helped us out in a pinch, and there are things that you do, and I honestly like you are an enigma to me because I honestly believe that what the fuck, why aren't you, because you can act, you're a great actress, you know, what is it going to take for you to get something?
She should have stuck with stand up and she didn't. Remember? She did a few guest spots with you.
Yeah, or even sketch, maybe even a little bit. You know what
Yeah, I mean, I loved when I did stand up, except I thought in my mind that it was a whole other career, and I was like, "Ugh, I just got to stick with acting and take acting classes and try and get a manager and try and get I don't really know what it's going to take, guys, to be honest.
It's tough.
it is very tough.
Yeah.
But a lot of it has to do with just being in the pocket still.
Yeah.
You know, I've said this before. I don't know if I've said this recently, but I saw that Joan Rivers documentary about standing out
I
in
was
the
just
rain.
telling her about that.
You know, you just have to stand out in the rain. You're going to get struck by lightning. And or there's another analogy about waves, you know, where you're out there in the ocean. Sometimes you'll hit a big wave. You'll ride it for a long time, but sometimes it's dead and the waves aren't there. You just have to stay out there.
I like that.
You know, and the waves are long, sometimes they're short, but just have fun being out in the water.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm anywhere near drowning or feeling like I want to go back to shore and pick something else to do.
Yeah.
I just understand that there's a lot that I don't understand. I don't know how it's going to happen,
Yeah.
but I'm here.
But you also haven't had anything devastating happen either.
in the industry.
Yeah. So
Right.
a lot of times devastation happens where it's like, I mean, here's a prime example: Chicken. You know who Chicken is?
Yeah, we've talked about.
I
him
don't
on
know.
there.
Refresh.
Years ago, there was a guy named Chicken, and he went to the Montreal Comedy Festival. He got like a $500,000 deal at Warner Brothers.
Ooh.
And then he had his own sketch show called Hype. And Frank Caliendo was on it. A lot of people, that Danielle Gaither was on it. Shema Tosh, my old roommate, was on it. It was a sketch show on the Warner Brothers. And then he also got that movie X or Triple X, right, where he played the scientist. And then years went by. You haven't heard from him because those things just faded abruptly, which he could probably consider as being devastating, because it's devastating not to be on top and then a fall, you know. And then they found his dead body in an apartment in like North Carolina or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I haven't had anything devastating happen in that sense because I haven't had anything to lose.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like,
Yeah,
if you
that's-
have $1 million,
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes sense.
I had
if
nothing
you
to
have
lose.
$1 million and you lose it, you're gonna be devastated. Versus if you had a penny and you're like, oh, it fell through the hole. In
But a lot of times, though,
high.
but a lot of times, right? It's you'd rather not get that. Like, for instance, I'm going to name a name, Carlos Mencia. I love him. By the by,
Yeah.
I
By
really
the
do.
by, that's the
By the
second
by, I
time.
love him.
Three
Okay,
times, yeah.
but Mencia was on top of the world, his own show, this and that, and then the world just came crashing down on him. Right? He still makes a great living, but he, you know, it's almost as if, like, for me, I never really kind of made it, but I always kind of got jobs, so the dream kept staying alive. I never got too big, you know what I mean? I would get like a job here and there, it would fade. I would stay in the pocket, and then I would get another job. It could happen for me, but in many ways, I'm
It
so
wasn't
glad I
drastic.
didn't hit big and then fall deep. A lot of times hitting big and falling deep is painful. It happened to Pauly Shore. I saw Pauly rise to the top and then him being the butt of jokes. And he had to live through that. I don't know if I could do that. It would destroy me.
it seems like it's way harder to recover from that.
You still have hope.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You still have a
Yeah.
dream,
Yeah.
you know, and that you should hang on to that also. Because high rises and fast falls, I don't know how to do. I also know another girl who, I'm not going to name her name. She did a pilot, right? She was struggling for years. She did a pilot and you got picked up, and the week before the show started filming, they replaced her.
Oh,
That
damn.
happens all the time.
But it
That's
was Sex in the
fucking-
City.
Oh,
And she would have to
damn.
drive by the Sex in the City
The
billboards,
signs.
and then she just left.
Wait, how do you ever get over that? Because
There-
even
there's-
now, Sex in the City is.
It still happens all the time when people just kind of get fired, and then the next thing, or that girl from Game of Thrones who was Khaleesi. They did
The
a
original
pilot.
Khaleesi.
Oh,
She
the
was in the
original
Tudors.
Khaleesi's.
Yes, and they replaced her.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing that Jenna, or it probably wasn't as devastating, but the way I recall it is we were supposed to go to a Dodger game together, and then you weren't able to because you booked the job, and you're like, what's the job? And you're like, oh, it's a commercial. I'm like, oh, what are you? What do you play? She's like, I'm a molecule. Like an atom.
Your agent.
An atom or something. I was like, what do you mean you're a molecule? She's like, yeah, I think like an actual like hydrogen atom.
Yeah, I was. I was a hydrogen atom.
Well, they had you in a hydrogen atom suit.
Like, it was just your face floating around the screen.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
I got to set, because the hydrogen atom was like the one that they were going to be playing at all the gas stations on TV.
Yeah.
Lots of money. Yeah.
Lots of money. I mean, it still paid my rent for like a year, but I got there and they were like, oh, you no longer have 17 lines. We're putting you in a baseball outfit. And I was like, what about the atoms? And, you know, the process to book that job was
Yeah.
insane because there were 17 lines and they just had people going in and out and in and out, and they wanted you to be funny when you were talking about science.
So you got fired as a hydrogen atom, and they put you in a baseball outfit.
And then they were like, oh, and you're not saying anything. And I was like,
Oh, I've had that happen before.
Wait, another one.
Yep.
I'm there all day. It was with this. Remember when I was at the Rose Bowl? They rented out the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
huge budget. So this was a national commercial that I would still be making money
Your
on.
mom, right?
Yeah. So they had originally hired me as a girlfriend, and then on the day, they were like, "So you're gonna be this little boy's mom, and here's your husband." I didn't look old enough, but we did a rehearsal at the Rose Bowl, and we're the last shot of the day. They've got the whole stadium for my part. The director comes out of Village, and he's like, yeah, could we just get the mom out of there? And I'm like,
Oh my God.
what the fuck? And he and no one told me anything. They didn't tell me if they were going to keep shooting, if they were going to use me for something else. They just had me sitting there like, yeah, can you just move out of there for a second? So I just stood there.
Now, what are you thinking at this point?
I'm thinking, I really need this money.
Yeah.
Are they going to at least pay me?
This
What's going
fucking
on?
business is so brutal.
And the thing is that I knew. I told my mom, I was like, there's no way that I can be this kid's mom. I don't look old enough.
Yeah.
There's no way that this is going to work. And
It's like when I get auditions for the head of the FBI. I go, I'm not going to go in. There's no way I'm going to get that.
The head of the FBI.
No, I'm being the CEO of like Pepsi.
Yeah.
Can you read? No.
Drive to
But
Santa
anyway,
Monica.
so you're sitting there. You're like, I'm too young for this.
no one's paying attention to me. They're
my
They're
God.
rolling because they're like, we're going to lose light. And they've rented out the entire Rose Bowl. They've got hundreds of extras. I mean, it was a production. This director had also directed some of Beyonce's, what was that album?
Oh, Lemonade?
Lemonade.
Yeah.
So great director. And I'm just sitting there like, hey, so is anyone, I call my agent. I'm like, hey, just to give you a heads up, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but they just told me to clear frame. And I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, I know this shit happens, but I really need the money. And it was huge national. And then afterwards, I went up to the director because I'm like, hey, so no one's let me know, what's going on. Are we, he didn't explain anything. And then he wrapped everyone. And I was like, oh, okay, so you're not using me. And then he was like, hey, just want to let you know, you were great. You're beautiful. I'm like, this has nothing to do with anything. Why are
this
you
piece
telling
of
me
shit.
that I'm
This
beautiful?
fucking rat fuck.
And he's like, I mean, you're gorgeous. You were great.
Oh, fuck you. I want my money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like, but you clearly don't look old enough to be this boy's mom. And I was like, I know.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
not only did we have an audition and a callback, but then after that, they had another day at the fitting where they took us all into the clients to show who we were.
Yeah.
But it's the industry.
You know what, dude? At that point, I complain.
You say, what's the age?
I say something. I go, listen, I'm not an extra. I auditioned. I got the part. This is not professional.
It's not.
You know, you do this process beforehand.
that this doesn't
I can
happen.
get let go at a table read. I can get let go some sort of screen test or rehearsal, right?
Right.
But not on game day,
Shoot day,
bitch.
Yeah.
Okay? That's fucking unprofessional right there, man.
Yeah, and then
You know what I want you to do? I'm going to go on top of that. You're going to tell me the director's name later.
And production company.
And production company. I'm going to fucking burn them on fire.
Like, that guy has so much money.
What?
I mean, they have so much
I don't give a
money.
fuck. That's unprofessional bullshit. What was the product?
Do you remember?
Oh, you're trying to save face, huh?
No, I
I know-
genuinely don't remember.
It was
It was Frank's Hot Dogs.
Frank's Hot Dogs.
Fuck
No, it was
them.
at the Rose Bowl, and it was with an NFL player.
Oh.
Maybe it was for the NFL.
The fuck you, NFL.
Hey, whole league, that's billions of dollars.
Just make something up. Fuck it, man. Fuck you, NFL.
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Oh, gross.
Bastards.
Coca-Cola. Actually, I don't fuck with Coca-Cola, so let's just say it was Coca-Cola.
I'm going to tell you my nightmare. Same thing. So I get a call.
Oh, God.
All right. So I'm on Met TV.
Okay.
All right.
Already.
So Fox calls me and they say, there's another sitcom that we really want you on. but the showrunners don't want you on it. I go, well, then I don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah, already.
He's like, yeah, but we think that you're the right guy.
And who are these people talking, saying that we think you're the right guy?
The network.
Okay.
Oh,
You know, so you don't say no.
Right.
So I
No, you
show
don't.
up, and it's the pilot's called New Car Smell,
Oh, I remember.
that's a hot show.
right? And the star was Brooke Shields.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Who else was on it? Dave Attell.
Oh, I love him.
I love Dave. Without Dave Attell and Jimmy Schubert that was there, I wasn't gonna make it through, because this is what happened. I show up, and the first thing the showrunners say is like, "We wanted Gedde Watanabe," which is Long Duck Dong from 16 Candles.
They literally said
Yeah.
that they don't want you.
They don't want me. And I go, so I did a rehearsal, and then the director was great. The director, he was another guy that saved me, was David Swimmer. He's on a show. Was on
Schwimmer.
Swimmer?
Swimmer.
Oh, dude, from
Like,
Friends.
you mean from
Friends.
Oh, God.
David Schwimmer
David Schwimmer?
from Friends.
Ross.
And Ross.
Yeah.
Looking
David,
Glass Theater,
So David
right?
Schwimmer was like, hey, I just, the showrunners, they don't, but, we're trying to work with it, so, just hang in there. A day would go by, and half my lines would be cut. And they would be like, David Schwimmer every day would be like, yeah, they're just cutting your scenes down to, but just hang in there. I think you're doing fine.
Hang in there. Oh.
By the end of the week, I have one line. And the showrunners, I'm going to just say it, go fuck themselves. The Cullen brothers.
Oh my God.
Ooh, shots fired.
Okay. Well, first of all, Gedde Watanabe or me?
Bobby Lee all day.
All right? In my head, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right? Secondly, it's like, I know Rob Cullen. Right? I used to hang out with him with Dice back in the day when I used to open for Dice. He was supposedly a friend. Right? And then by the end of the fucking week, I have one fucking line, right? and Brooke Shields would not even look at me during
She
rehearsals.
wanted Gedde Watanabe.
Yeah.
Where's
I mean,
Gedde? That is
I
not
would
Gedde.
see her at craft service, and she would just like look through me. And
That's-
I would get I was getting boils on my face. It was the worst job I've ever gotten.
Damn.
That's worse than not getting a job or than getting fired from a job. That's horrific.
Yeah, you're there. You feel unwanted. Your lines are getting dwindled down to a line when you had bunch of lines and scenes, and it got to the point where no one's talking to you, and you still have to be there.
Oh, cold shoulder.
Oh my God, it was the worst. And to their credit, I guess at the time, Gedde Watanabe was more of a name. Because I was only on my second season or first season of Mad. No one knew who I was. But I was young, and it's like, if I'm there, that's what I'm saying, is that when an actor is there, right, work all that shit out before we get there.
Right.
Right? All the uncomfortability and the kinks and all that stuff, so that when we show up, number one, we know that we're wanted there. Number two, that we're going to be used. We're not extras. We went through the
Right.
process, right? And three, just a little bit of a dignity. Give us some dignity.
And like, you can't even do your best if those are the conditions. You're going to suck and you're going to keep sucking. And it's like, handle that shit before game day. Because now it's game day and I'm here to play and you guys are like, you're not on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how the fuck am I supposed to help anyone?
Yeah, it hurts us.
Yeah.
We're getting
that's
hurt.
devastating.
We're getting hurt. It's hard enough to even fucking do it.
Yeah.
And number two, it's like we're human beings. We have feelings and we're susceptible, and we're artists. We have a lot of times we're just exposed nerves,
We have needs.
right?
We're vulnerable.
And then they poke at it.
But that's how Hollywood becomes very delusional, because then delusion becomes a strategy. It's like a coping mechanism. If you can learn delusion, if that's a learned thing,
Yeah.
then you can seriously make it in this industry, because your exposed nerves aren't being, racked every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's learned. Like, people are always like, my mom, my dad, they're like, we don't know how you do it. you get told no every single day.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, I'm used to that.
Yeah, and she goes out every day.
I can't believe
It's
it.
like, oh, you're not who I wanted. I wasn't tall enough. I wasn't short enough. I wasn't good enough. Okay, cool. What's next?
Especially sometimes when you go in and you're on fire. When you know. I've literally gone in auditions where I walked away going, I would be shocked if I don't get that.
Yeah.
And then no call, nothing. Oh yeah, they didn't even know you read.
It's like
I did read.
They thought you were Gedde.
Yeah, they never got it.
Yeah.
They were in the room,
That's like
right? And they're like, oh,
like when you did the
I'm never gonna make it.
when you auditioned for Terminator, and I seriously I staged a vigil. Like I lit like so many fucking candles.
Yeah, and I was like, I
We
did
thought that
well
you-
because
yeah.
you know
it was
when
good.
you're just not with it, and when you're not doing it, and when you fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went in and I was like, okay, I did well. And then there was just nothing.
No feedback,
yeah.
nothing.
No,
Nothing.
not even feedback.
They rarely
Yeah,
get
nothing.
feedback.
No feedback ever.
But there have been times where like I even get good feedback from network, and then I scour the internet for weeks to find out
Who
who's
booked
the
it?
person who booked
Oh,
it.
I do the same thing.
Oh, I don't do that at all.
You
And then
don't.
I
You're
look
like,
at
No,
them.
because I can't. Oh, number one, I don't do that, and number two, I can't watch it.
oh, the show. If it,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do that.
Yeah, I do because I want to see what did that person do that I didn't. What could I?
They're
have
just better than
done?
you.
What do they look like?
Or what do they look like?
That's what I
mean,
feel.
Yeah.
Oh,
better
this is
than
how you're
me,
supposed
they
to do
look-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what you wanted.
Oh, that? Okay.
Yeah.
Opposite of that.
Yeah.
Do you have that same girl who always just beats you out of everything? I
Yeah.
think- yeah.
Every girl. Yeah, all the girls.
Let's be honest. It's probably a Latina. That's like always.
I only know of two that.
Yeah, you fucking stupid ass.
You said every girl.
Well, I mean, every girl who goes out for it for my part.
Okay.
So there's like a couple of girls that you know firsthand that go, oh, there's, Cindy.
Yeah, and there are girls who
I just made up a name.
who
Cindy Rodriguez.
There are girls
Yeah.
who I knew when I was working at a casting office, and this is before I thought that there were a million other Latin girls who look just like me, who are just as qualified as me, who are just as good as me. I used to think like, yeah, I'm kind of special. I'm like, no, you're not. You're absolutely not fucking special. No one gives a fuck about you. And I was working in this casting office, and I would see just hundreds of girls coming in like me. And this was like 3 years ago I was working there, and a bunch of the girls who I used to help out there who would come in like with the wrong sides, I would just like slip them the right sides under the table. I would help them put their name later. I'm like, here, so you have time to work on it.
Yeah.
And there was this one specific girl who I helped out like that, gave her a highlighter. I was like, I'm just going to have you go last, so work on your shit. And she wanted to know feedback. She called the office. No one got back to her. So I took down her number. I called her.
Wow.
Told her the feedback. I mean, she booked that, was on like 5 seasons. She just booked this movie. She's killing it. And she's like, Mommy, thank you so much. Like, I remember when you were there and it was like, like it's before I even started and you were there. I'm like,
I don't like her already.
I hate her already.
she's like, Mommy. I mean, I love her, but
but can I
it's
say,
just a reminder. I'm like, yeah, no, I remember too. I'm still not there. Thank you.
but I want to say this though, is that when we were auditioning girls to play my girlfriend on Love,
Oh yeah.
they had me with the casting director and read with girls. Mm-hmm. So for the first time, I now knew what it was like to be on the other end. And they would close the door, and it wasn't personal. That's what I realized from it. It's just kind of like, she just doesn't seem like she would be my girlfriend. She's a great actress. That was a great choice.
Yeah.
And then you just move on from it.
Yeah.
And the girl that got it was like, yeah, she looks kind of like Khalyla in many ways. She's half Filipino.
Yeah.
And she's in that same realm, and
Type,
and then Allison agreed with it. And she was like, yeah, I think that fits. I go, yeah, she got it. Was she the best one? I wouldn't. There was a lot of good girls.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's just chemistry and just what your gut says or what it's gonna look like together or whatever. So it's like it's not a fucking personal thing. And I just want to go back and apologize to Cullen Brothers. I feel like
After
all right.
that, yeah.
It was just let's just be honest. All right.
Okay.
All right. It is what it was.
It is what it was.
It is what it was. And I might have not been the right guy for the thing. We were all in a situation, and I have no hard feelings at the end of the day. I had the worst 2 weeks of my life, but I don't want to, burn bridges with them. Not that they would ever hire me for anything, but I just FYI.
They still want
They want the other guy.
Yeah.
They still want Gedde Watanabe.
Yeah. It is a different fucking beast out here.
Oh yeah.
It seems like everyone in LA is from Chicago, or at least the
As
ones
of
that make
late.
it.
Chris
As of
Witafsky.
late.
Everyone that's making it is from Chicago.
There's been
it seems.
a great migration
But dude,
because we're the best.
honestly though, it's like
Actually,
here's the
you might be,
thing.
though.
It's the hint of Midwest helps them.
Does something.
Like Ike Barinholtz, right? He loves the Cubs.
Oh, yeah, Chicago.
He loves all Chicago. He's from the
I met him,
Barinholtzes.
right?
Yeah, you met
Yeah,
him.
they're from Chicago, right? But he's also hip. He likes Joy Division. I know that for a fact.
Oh my God, Joy Division.
I know that because I know him, right? Yeah, he loves Joy Division. But he also can wear a baseball cap, right? And be a normal American.
I'm normal.
Right? And also on top of that, he smiles. He's got a little gap between his teeth.
What are you
but he's
saying?
kinda
I'm
handsome.
kind of confused.
My
as
point
to
is
what you're
that
saying.
I'll tell you, people from Chicago, right, have a hint of they have the cosmopolitan hipness about them, but they also have Main Street in their blood too.
A bit of normalcy.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
I think
That's what I'm
Chi-
saying.
Chicago has a really great sense of community. It's very rootsy,
Fuck yeah.
and they all stay friends. They all stay connected. LA is very more of an opportunistic vibe here.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I will tell you the main difference. People in Chicago want people to do well.
Wow.
They just do.
Cheering for everyone.
And it's one of the reasons that I think people don't get that big while staying in Chicago, maybe. There's not this cutthroat. They're hardworking as fuck. And they want other people to do better. They are genuinely happy. They are inclusive. And so when they come out here, they end up finding people from Chicago.
Yes.
Each
That's
other,
how it works.
and they help each other.
Look, Ike Barinholtz, John Barinholtz, but here's the connection. Seth Meyers, right?
yeah.
And Ike. Seth Meyers and Ike and the Barinholtzes. Then the MacArthur brothers, Hayes, and his brothers on that new show, The Mick. Right? They're all friends. They're not from the same family, but they're all from the same generation and demographic, and they are all bros. They all go to bat with each other. They pull each other up, right? And that's what I love about Chicago. You guys are good people, man. All right?
I
And that's
agree.
legit. And you guys have Witowski's from there.
Witowski.
But also Witowski knows those other guys. Witowski.
We'll see what
Whatever.
Witowski.
Witowski's friends with the Barinholtzes
What's
as
my
well.
last name, Bobby?
Jimenez.
Jimenez.
My point is this: is that and I want to do that community with Koreans and Asians. I mean,
Oh, really?
yeah, I know. I'm not gonna name names, all right? But I know. Listen,
You've named enough names. today.
listen to me right now. If you're a fucking executive at Sony Studios, right?
We know who that is now.
Or any agency, and you're Asian and you don't have Asian clients, or you don't book Asians in your fucking movies, like on a constant,
Basis. Yeah.
basis, what are you doing?
Help the people.
Like when we do this podcast, we always have Asians on here. Do you know why? We want to help our own. Okay?
We do, George.
We do.
But we're mostly just inclusive to everybody.
We are inclusive to everybody.
Just
But
helping your own doesn't sound good to me, Because if I just help my
no,
own,
I've had beaners in here.
But they don't.
Listen, I've had Punjabs and beaners
Yeah.
and the blacks and and the whites. They've done this podcast as well.
Jungle
You're not
Asian.
saying you only help your own. You're saying that you're
I
mindful.
do, but
of
I'm
it.
mindful of it. It's like when I talked to Adam Egan at the Comedy Store, who books the Comedy Store. The other night, he was like, I go, Sherry Shepherd may or may not show up because I wish she did, because she's great. People know her from shows. Sherry Shepherd, right? You know who she is, right? But he goes, it's also, we need you and her on the lineup. I go, why? Because it gives it a different dynamic, right? You can't just have a bunch of white people go up. He's mindful of that. We're mindful here as well.
Mindful group.
We're a mindful group.
It's diversified.
It's diversifying.
That's why
So
you take
to executives who have power it's not about the bottom dollar sometimes. Dollar bottom. Was it? Bottom
That's your
dollar.
bottom dollar. Bottom dollar.
Yeah, bottom dollar. All right. Sometimes you have to take a risk and go, you know what? This movie is supposed to be about Asians. We got to book Asians in it. Like that fucking, what's that, 21?
Oh yeah, where they cast a white guy
yeah.
with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
When the actual story is
the
not.
story's about a bunch of Asian guys from MIT. They go to fucking Vegas.
Card counting. Yeah.
And then the first 3 leads are white. Is not making the right decision.
No.
We're doing better now, I think.
It's changing.
Things are changing slowly.
Now look, Kevin Spacey produced it. Now look what happened. Karma.
But fuck yeah,
That's the
Chicago is
lesson.
like that. I can only speak for Chicago, like the city. The suburbs is a whole other thing that I don't know about.
Schaumburg's amazing. I go there every year.
Schaumburg loves Bobby.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Schaumburg.
Yeah.
loves
Well,
Bobby.
I'm telling you
I
about it.
believe that they
I'm
love
telling you about.
you.
I'm telling you about it.
But I can't speak on that.
Schaumburg's amazing. You know.
They have a game.
Are we done talking about industry stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
No, I'm just asking.
You don't like it?
No, I do. I'm interested. I think a lot of people are interested in this stuff.
Yeah, but you sounded like you didn't want to talk about it anymore.
You know what? Even
We went for her vagina to industry. I mean, it's like.
Let's
what
go
else
back to
did-
her
That's
vagina.
a great segue.
I actually was gonna to give an example. Even Chance's album,
Who Chance who?
the rapper.
Chance the Rapper. It is very rare, at least in my knowledge, that you will have someone who gets as famous as he did and still collab with
I heard a story about
62
him.
people in one album.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Shut up.
No,
The story you heard is that Jenna is actually in one of Chance's albums.
really?
Yeah, she actually is.
Damn.
Oh, you are? That wasn't the story that I heard.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
no?
yeah, no. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah. But my point is, he collaborated with people who are not going to. He didn't collab with people just because they had a name.
Right.
It was about the art. It was about the
Community.
music, and it was about.
Sometimes
the
he's like
community.
collaborating with people that, what I mean, he wants to collaborate with.
Bobby, shut the fuck up.
What are you insinuating?
I'm
You're
not insinuating anything. I'm
Yes,
just
Raymond
saying
is down
Here-
the Chance the Rapper's a
Here's
big
what-
deal.
Here's what people are going to gather from what you're saying.
What?
People are going to gather that he had something to do with Jenna, which would be an absolute lie, and you don't want people putting that information out there
That's
because
true.
that's,
Bobby
that's
just
incorrect.
wants that to be true, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, why are you starting like
I
false
don't know.
rumors?
I'm not.
Because it's
So-
exciting to Bobby.
It's
Yeah.
exciting to me. That's all.
But that to me is a huge example of Chicago culture, which is community.
Yeah.
Like they are inclusive as fuck.
Yeah.
Just like Long Beach.
Tighten it. You know what?
Long Beach,
Yes.
Inglewood.
In the house.
Cali Pog,
Let
Bubba's
me-
Box.
Let me tell you something about Long Beach. When I lived in Vegas for 3 years and I went to school there, I came out of there with all of one friend,
Your sister.
my sister.
And
So,
it stayed the same.
so
for
really,
years.
she
Right.
was not a friend that you made there.
Right.
So 0. You can't say that you
Zero.
came out with one who was your sister.
And not to say that great people didn't live in don't
Excuse
live
me.
in Vegas.
Hey,
It's just
cards.
huh?
yeah. It's just that
Cards?
there wasn't the same sense that I felt in Long Beach, which was more, like rootsy kind of
Where's
community and stuff
Yeah, I
like
feel like
that.
you know like everyone that owns a restaurant, or you know someone that owns a tattoo shop, or
Yeah, in Long Beach, it felt like family. It felt tight knit. It felt I left there with a bunch of friends.
yeah.
Hi, Remy. We should make the official announcement about Remy.
Oh, make it.
Oh yeah, here's the official announcement about Remy.
Oh no.
Okay, is that Remy now?
He's not beating your-
This dog is ours.
Yay!
He is legitimately ours. The two people that tried to take Remy on and escape the house. You know the whole thing. You know what I mean? No hard feelings. A lot of hard feelings.
I mean,
So
yeah, I
many
would say there's
so much resentment.
So much resentment. But
the feelings are hardened.
But now we've fallen in love with this dog, Remy.
Look at him.
We're no longer doing the rescue thing because
Foster.
Khalyla doesn't know how to do it.
Foster fail.
Yeah, she's a foster fail, and we're never gonna do it again. But
I'm gonna do it again.
no, we're not gonna. And then
I'm
we
absolutely gonna do it
learned
again.
through this process. Okay, but I want to say this right now: animals' life, they're a part of us.
Yeah.
Okay, what
You
are we
didn't
doing?
used
What are
to
we
be
doing
like
on time?
that.
We're at an hour.
We are.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh my
59.
God.
I feel
That
like we
went
didn't
by
talk
quick.
about
I
anything.
know.
We
We didn't
did.
even get to the point where Jenna dated that
We're not talking
that
about that right now.
racist.
You dated a racist?
The
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
who called you Jenna.
Oh, let's talk about him.
Well, who is it really quick?
Yeah.
His name is Lick.
You're hungry, right?
Who is-
yeah.
Anyone know that Korean barbecue?
You should have
really
handled
hungry right now.
ordering pizza like
Lucifer.
I asked for.
But Jenna, I'm going to say this. This program is an hour long. All right? We're not going to extend it, you know what I mean, to
Can
do
you
some
not
sort
turn
of
off the podcast?
bonus. Yeah, bonus, you know, bullshit. We will save it for the next time. Okay?
Khalyla
Now
wants
get
to
the
hear
fucking,
about-
what's the fucking unhelpful advice?
Khalyla, this is not unhelpful advice. I didn't read it though, right? So
Unhelpful advice with Bobby, Khalyla, and Jenna.
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 Yeah, Jenna.
We'll talk about Jenna another time.
Hi, TigerBelly. I'm 28 years old and I live in Pennsylvania. I have a house, a car, a wife, a career, money in the bank account, and a plan for the future. For the last 10 years of my life, I've been surrounded by people who are battling their own personal demons. Everyone has problems, whether it's debt, relationship struggles, narcissism, anxiety, jealousy, substance abuse, etc.
Yeah.
After listening to many podcasts where people admit their own failures and how they're still working on it, somehow I've managed to address all of my problems early in life. Well, all of my problems, except for one. I get the feeling that when people reveal their emotions, whether it's exploding into arguments, fighting, and doing other self-destructive behavior as a result of some sort of pain they're going through, others seem to find that very endearing. I've heard many podcasters talk about how important it is to treat others the way you'd like to be treated, to be content with what you have and be zen whenever you can. But somehow I've needed this advice so much in my life that I get the feeling that people find my lack of suffering to be completely unrelatable. Where most people I know have been in crippling...
Key. Pause. Key.
What's-
Lack of suffering. He has not had a hardship in his life. It's basically George Kimmel. Okay, but keep going.
He's had
No, I
some struggles.
appreciate because I'm lost now.
Yeah.
Where most people I know have been in crippling debt, abuse from their family or significant other, or other problems that eventually spiral out of control in their 20s and 30s, I think it's become very weird for other people to be around me because I'm almost never in a position of need or want. Nobody tells me that I'm a sucky friend or that I give off an uncomfortable vibe. However, I'm inclined to believe that they're scared of being honest with me. I have a lot of trouble connecting with people about personal things when I don't have any relatable problems.
Pause. He's not a relatable person because he
That's
has
what it
had
is.
no hardships.
And it's created and it's created a distance between me and almost everyone I meet that others with problems don't seem to have. Do you have any thoughts for this unicorn about the necessity of having problems in life in order to be a more likable person? Nosotros papaya, TigerBelly. Thank you.
George Kimmel is a perfect example of how you have
He's on the
a
mic.
great upbringing, a good life, good
Yeah.
parents, no drug abuse, no nothing, and he is a person that we love, we adore, and we need, and we actually seek advice from. I think that even
I
though
don't-
we don't,
I don't
should.
do that.
No, I honestly, I don't fucking really give a fuck what you have to say about anything. Really. To you, man, it's like, oh, there's that guy. You know?
I tried, George. I tried.
No, nosotros
Silence is a vortex that traps laughter. All right? Always remember that.
Oh,
All right?
Oh, man.
And let me say something to you, right? When you did an Irvine, you were trapping laughter. All right? But in silence. But you never released it. All right? You fucking piece of shit.
We love
Let me
you.
say something right now to this guy, right?
George, are
Good
you
for
laughing
you.
because like something's funny or just like because he makes you feel weird? I'm confused.
Turning pinker than the shirt right now.
Yeah.
So
References.
References.
Yeah,
He's laughing at
references,
references.
yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
I just got it.
Yeah. This guy, I really don't know what he's even talking about.
Okay, let me give you a quick synopsis.
Yeah.
he doesn't feel like his friends come to him with their honest selves because he has had a very a good life. He's handled his problems. He doesn't have any real issues in his life. He has money. He has a good family. So people don't come to him and say, hey man, they don't talk to him.
He feels like they don't open
no
up
one
to
ever
him.
does that to
They
me.
don't open
I
up.
like it that way. People don't come up to me and go, hey, I have a problem. They used to.
Then
There used to be a guy, I'm not going to say his name, and a girl, I'm not going to say her name.
Okay.
But the guy was a kind of big comic, right? The girl was a comic as well. And he used to beat her, right?
Oh.
So I'm not saying names.
I know.
I know, but I was on stage. I would be on stage, and I would, at the improv or the comedy or whatever, and from the corner of my eye, I would see her in the audience, off to the side, crying. You know what I mean? Maybe she has a black eye.
Oh.
And she'd be waiting for me to get off stage to give her advice, right? I used to be that guy, but no longer because people walk all over you.
I don't think so.
I think they do. When I'm the guy that people are like, oh, let's see what Bobby has to feel, how he feels about this, or I'm going through a problem. They fucking use you, okay? So now I'm a closed book. I'm just like you, friend.
But you know what
No
I like about
chapters.
somebody? I'm just assuming this guy is similar to you. What I like about you is that George, because he has no judgments, I can tell him anything and everything, and he's never had, he's
Yeah. That's what I do like that about you.
He's not like, ooh, that never happened to me. Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that just because you haven't gone through it that people can't make use of whatever wisdom you have.
And a lot of times people are just saying things because they just want to have an ear to talk to.
I also
Not
think
necessarily
that,
want advice.
Actual answer. Yeah.
You just want to get it off your chest.
Yeah, I think some of it might be in his own head. That
Yeah.
he's separating himself from other people thinking, I haven't had hardships, I haven't had this, I haven't had that. And that in and of itself is going to energetically separate him from people wanting to come to him.
Yeah.
I wonder if people are coming to him being like, no, man, I just don't come to you because you can't relate. Or if he's the one doing that.
Maybe he feels like he can't relate to them.
Right. And that's okay. People want you to be empathetic, for you to listen. You can't solve their shit. I didn't have a hard upbringing. People come to me for everything.
Yeah.
It's just understanding and making people feel like they're comfortable and like their shit is valid.
Yeah, or you're not gonna be fucking a snotty, judgy bitch about anything that they come to you with,
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to make it.
Jenna's gonna make it.
I really believe that. You're going to make it.
And not as a hydrogen atom.
No.
More than that.
Thank you.
You're going to
movie
fix
about a hydrogen.
you're going to fist your nasty vag.
She fist it.
You're
You
going
need
to
a
fix
I'm
it.
going
porn?
to fix it.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought you said fist
I thought
it.
you
You're going to fist and then
Why would
fix
she
it.
fist
She
herself?
already fists it.
Once I get the money. No, I can't fist it.
Yeah. So you're gonna fix that shit. You're gonna book in this next year something big. I can feel it.
I can feel it too. I'm gonna light a few candles.
No, I don't even need to light the candles. You're gonna book something big. Okay.
I hope.
I'm gonna make predictions for everyone in the room. Actually. Okay.
Oh gosh, yes,
man.
please.
Gilbert. At the end of the year, you're gonna book a really good guest starring on a big TV show.
I hope so.
George. No, let's go to Khalyla.
Battle Long Beach Revival.
You
Yeah.
Yeah,
Revamp.
you're
It's like,
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
come up with a
impregnate you.
series of MMA videos where you're the
Oh,
host, and they're gonna be. And
He
they're gonna be
basically
on the-
just said what he wants for him.
You're gonna. It's gonna be stop and go. You're gonna be cross-eyed. You're gonna be sweating a lot, right? And we'll feed you the lines. But it'll be great. Okay.
I
No.
want a better fortune than that.
True. This
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah. George, this year you're not gonna die.
Good.
You're gonna live for the rest of the year. Congratulations.
That's so good.
Yeah. Bryce,
Oh my god.
you're gonna get back into Stardew Valley, and you're gonna create a
that?
farm that's gonna bury my farm.
Oh wow.
You know what Bryce told me when I walked in today? Sorry
What?
to cut you off.
Yeah.
Mindlessly, he just, on his way to giving me a hug, he was like, hey, you look good today.
Aww,
Because sometimes you look like shit.
Yeah, because most of the time I look like
Yeah.
shit.
Wash your hair.
Now, Khalyla, I'm gonna say
I
something
wash
right
my
now.
hair.
Yeah, why am
Something
I so oily?
something big is gonna happen this year where it's gonna
Maybe it's the
it's
light.
gonna it's gonna it's gonna revive It's going to revive your soul. It's going to be relit. Yeah.
I think that I'm in desperate need of a revival.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I'm in an impasse.
In fact, everyone listening right now to this podcast, you're getting blessed by Slep King.
Excuse me.
Don't do
I
that.
did not mean
Don't
to
do
do
that.
that.
We're
That
doing a
wasn't
blessing.
on
Don't do
purpose.
that.
Stop, Jenna. Truth.
That's truth.
Amen.
That's me speaking in tongues.
Thank
Okay.
you.
God bless you. Take care. I gotta leave.
Any shows for Bobby?
Guys, Lucifer's is closed.
I know. We're gonna go to
One
so
second.
fucking
One
mad.
second. Any shows for Bobby?
Bobby will. Ooh, well, El Paso was last week.
Yep.
Go to.
BobbyLeeLive.com.
BobbyLeeLive.com.
Yes, actually, you guys, Bobby will be at Denver Comedy Works the weekend of April 11th, I believe. And after that, he will be at the Ontario Improv. Sorry about the Ontario Improv confusion. They changed the dates to late April. So, yep, if you live in the Los Angeles area, Riverside area, Inland Empire, make sure you go see Papa.
For sure. Jenna, do you have any handles we can follow you on?
Yeah. At Jenna Jimenez.
That's interesting.
Jenna Jimenez, Gew.
No.
Jew.
Like a Jew.
Oh, for people that don't know, Jenna is also, we didn't even say that, she is half Jewish and half Mexican.
Should I hold my thing up?
You know what my mom can't say? What word she can't say?
What?
Proof.
Froof? Did you say froof?
Froop.
Why does she switch it?
Because in the Philippines, P's are F's, F's are P's.
Ps.
Like Efril.
Oh, for the froof.
Yeah.
April.
Efril.
Uh,
So yeah.
Jenna
Froop.
Jew.
Jenna
J-E-W.
Jimenez.
And what do you do these days? You got a YouTube channel or something? You got vlogs?
I do have a YouTube channel, actually.
Oh, what's that?
Where can they subscribe?
Who was the
I don't
production
know
company
how-
behind that?
Pink Tick over here.
Production company. I'm your production company.
Don't blame me. There has not been an upload in how long? I do
one
not
was
want to be
looking
blamed.
So
for
this is what we're gonna do. I need to kick Jenna
I don't
into,
know how to-
into her gear. So you're gonna demand on her handles that she bring back a vlog the next week.
Also, you guys, if you guys are video editors and want to
Yeah, can
intern
someone help me?
and cut Jenna's vlogs for her, we have so much material. George and I don't have the time to cut it ourselves.
And Jenna doesn't have the skill.
Jenna needs a whole team of people.
Yeah, but we have actually a lot of fun stuff that's just sitting there.
I will just send you the footage and then you just cut it together.
You should
If
edit-
that's
So,
some,
pitch it a little bit more fun, maybe.
make it
Let's,
more fun. You'll take them out for lunch, maybe.
I mean, I'll
once a
suck
month.
your dick, whatever you need.
Don't say
Eat-
that.
don't say that.
Unless you mean it,
Yeah.
don't say it.
I will write you a poem.
Oh, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
What
I
else?
will.
Cook you maybe, or give you some deodorant.
Oh yeah,
I
Jenna. Jenna makes great deodorant. The
Yes.
only deodorant I use is the deodorant that Jenna makes me.
I thought she was gonna say
It's
Axe.
all natural.
Axe
It doesn't have the yucky antiperspirant.
And it
like-
actually works.
and it works really well.
Really?
Doesn't
Yeah,
have
because
aluminum though.
Because I had to test it out at a time where I was very smelly. And it works. 'Cause
It works
there's
really well.
antibacterial.
So if you guys would like to order some of Jenna's deodorant, send her a direct message on Instagram.
yeah,
How much do
slide
you
through
sell
my
for a bottle?
DMs.
How much do you sell?
For a bottle? It's not in a bottle, it's a jar.
How
It's a
much do you
jar.
sell
It's
in
an
a jar?
amber jar.
It's an amber
So
glass
how do you apply
jar.
this?
This is an opportunity
You
to.
just scoop it and
You
you
slather it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that
Old
word.
school.
slather?
How do you do it? Do you slather it? Ah, you hear, boy? Slather.
I mean, what's a good price
Sorry,
for
George.
it?
Wait, hold on.
It's like a
We're not going to
sliding
discuss
scale.
prices on air.
Yeah,
we
we're
have a
not
set
just
price.
saying.
You
it,
can just
Jenna.
slide in my DMs.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it is probably $15 to $20. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's fucking it's a hippie expensive shit.
Yeah. I use that good arrowroot powder, them doTERRA
See?
essential oils.
Okay.
All right, now you're just bragging.
Any announcements? This is our house cleaning, Jenna. So if you have any announcements in your life, feel free to say them. George, do we have anything we need to take care of?
I'm not.
Any
Just remember, we
comments
are on
or-
Spotify, so go find us on Spotify, guys.
Ooh, Spotify. And also, if you like sheets, make sure you go on, brooklinen.com.
And how about
Oh, one more thing.
merchandise?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Promo code Belly. You know,
One
just
more thing. I never got to plug this, and I should have, and I have a lot of
plug
guilt.
it, please.
Bobby and I were on Asa's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
the Pornhub podcast. I think it's like her
Yep.
4th episode. I think that my mic was all fucked up or something like that, so I felt did it blow everyone's ears
It was
out?
Gedde. It's different.
We equalized it. It's fairly even now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
It was interesting. I was
Good
like,
to
wow,
hear.
Khalyla's a loud one, not Bobby.
You know, and I was the only one with the weird mic. I had a small little mic, and they had the regular mics. So I think that I was compensating, thinking
Yeah.
that it was the shitty mic.
Because it was small.
Yeah, and I wasn't even talking loud. Like Bobby was the one screaming. So when you guys told me like I was blowing everyone's eardrums, I was like, oh no. What have I
But now it's
done?
even, so let's list. It's
it
all
out.
evened out with a.
Also,
compressor.
Kwang Lu, Stevie Weeby, his podcast is now on iTunes. Make sure to subscribe to that.
STEEBEEWEEBEE. Please leave a review as well. It
Yes.
helps in the rankings a lot, guys.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it. See you next time, guys.
That's
Bye.
it. Make sure you follow us on follow us on follow us on Instagram at TigerBelly, on Twitter at the TigerBelly, and email us any questions at thetigerbelly@gmail.com. Make sure you follow us on Spotify like we just said earlier. And once again, thetigerbelly.com to get all merch. Bye guys.
Bye.
Kau dapat kami lebih buruk kaya kapag